Featherweight bout here. Don Shainis plus 298. Jack Jenkins minus 298. Over under set at 1.5 rounds. Over one minus 128. Under plus 128. Jack Jenkins, the protege out of Australia. Don Shainis made his UFC debut against Sadiq Youssef. That's a tough ask, but lasted 30 seconds with him and got guillotine choked. So not a great debut there for him, but just kind of had to step in and fill a void there. Was it Sadiq Youssef was taking on Giga Chikadze, I think, and ultimately had to fight Don Shainis in his debut. So not a great spot for Sadiq there, but found his way into the UFC for Don Shainis and finds himself fighting on a pay-per-view card. Well, it's not the pay-per-view, but the prelims of a pay-per-view card. Jack Jenkins made his Dana White Contender Series debut on this past season. Got a really good win against Freddie Emiliano Linares. Pretty much dominated the fight. He was a big favorite in that one, but dominated him on the ground, really sent him in a pool of blood with a lot of elbows from the top. Gets the finish with 30 seconds left, literally 30 seconds left. I think it was Mark Smith stepped in. Probably didn't need to step in at that point. Probably could have stepped in a lot earlier. With 30 seconds left, he probably just let the guy go out. But he steps in either way, and Jack Jenkins gets the win inside the distance. I think he gets it done in this one as well. The only thing I would say is Don Shainis is a pretty decent wrestler, but he's not very good from the bottom. So, I mean, if Don Shainis can land the takedowns and stay on top, Jack Jenkins might have some troubles. But if he gets Don Shainis to the bottom, I think he's just going to have his way with him. And on the feet, I think he's a lot better on the feet than Don Shainis. So I like Jack Jenkins this week. Maybe a little pricey considering it's his debut. Maybe a parlay piece. We'll think about it. But that over-under set at 1.5 would assume that one of these guys gets it done inside the distance. It's probably going to be pretty chalky if you're taking Jack Jenkins inside the distance or something like that. You're probably not going to get too big of a jump in price. So I don't know, maybe just a parlay piece. What do you think?
Yeah, no, there's a couple things that worry me on each side. I probably worry more on the Don Shainis side. He gets into the UFC being a last-minute replacement against Sadiq Youssef. Obviously, that thing ends pretty quick via guillotine. And now, if they're going to give you Jack Jenkins now. Now, if you can't beat the UFC newcomer, that's 2 losses in a row. You're probably going to get cut, right? Especially after you just kind of filled in for the first fight. This might be hey, out of respect, we'll give you one more chance against this up-and-coming guy, Jack Jenkins. But Jenkins, on the other hand, I hope he doesn't get too cocky and too, confident that he gets upset or, gets caught off guard, because you can tell he's got a lot of, confidence in the way he fights, and he's, talking during fights and stuff like that. So I hope he doesn't get humbled and doesn't take this dude seriously. But I do like some skills I've seen from Jack Jenkins. It seems like every clip you pull up of him online, he's ending a fight via leg kicks. I mean, those leg kicks are nasty. Yeah. He lands them heavy. Yeah. And a guy like Don Shainis, not fighting at the highest of levels, you start taking those leg kicks, man, and you don't have a ton of experience taking those leg kicks, it usually doesn't end too well. And I can see Jack Jenkins implementing that game plan here. So yeah, overall, Jack Jenkins definitely the pick. 3-1 nearly is a little dicey for a UFC debuter. However, he should get it done, and should get it done fairly easy. And like you said, man, inside the distance, I think I would, if I had to lay some chalk on it right now, it's Jack Jenkins inside the distance would be my play. But we're going to wait as the week goes on.
Yep. A lot of people are really high on Jack Jenkins, especially the guys in his camp are saying this guy's could be a future champ and everything. So high expectations there. We'll see if he lives up to it.